What's up guys, my name is Devin and in today's video I'm explaining the simple value equation you need to solve in order to actually start making serious money online. I'm not talking about $1,000, $5,000 months, I'm talking about 20,000 plus months like I've done here. If you guys don't believe me, this is the store that I've run. It's called Tiny Truck and I've run this for about a couple months and I hit 20K last month. This is also the Instagram. If you guys don't believe me, a lot of gurus will not show you this because I guess they just want to gatekeep their information, but this is the store I run. If you want to check it out, if you want to compete with me, you can go ahead and try it yourself. And then this is also the other store I run called Mr. Pointer Official. I'm sure you guys have seen this on TikTok before. It's a pretty viral account. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Oh, and also before I begin, I'm not selling you anything. If you look in the description, there's nothing to buy. There's no links in the bio. Maybe there's a Discord because I'm trying to grow a community. But other than that, let's get straight into it. So there's a simple equation you need to understand in order to actually make any type of money online. You need to understand that in order to make money, you need value and you need traffic. These are the two main components you need in order to make any type of money online. Because if you have the key to either getting value or getting traffic, you're going to make some serious money. So in this video, I'm going to kind of explain and break down how to get more value and how to get more traffic and what these mean and what types of value there is and what type of traffic there is. So this is going to be a very in-depth video. So the first thing I want to say is there are two types of value. There's either a service-based value, which is something like mowing lawns, maybe you're doing window cleaning, maybe you're doing some physical labor, you're doing editing for someone, whatever it is, you're providing a service to someone and they are paying you for that service. Usually this has to deal with skills. So if you have a skill, it's really easy to make money in this niche because if you have skills, then you can sell these skills. The other type of value you can provide is something like a product. Now, products are pretty awesome because there is lots of different products and you don't have to sell your own product, which is kind of the business model of drop shipping. So products are great because you can provide physical value to them without needing to actually provide your time, as long as you are providing some type of value that improves their life. Either you have a problem that you are solving, if you give them some type of experience, then you have a good product that you can be selling. So remember that services take time and they take your skills, so you need to have skills in order to get into the service business. For products, you need to have either a physical product or give some type of experience in exchange for money. Both of these, you can make some serious money with it, but it's kind of hard to actually get these customers without getting the traffic, which is the next part of this video, which is going to be way more in depth. I'm pretty sure everyone kind of knows what a service-based business and a product-based business is, but let's talk about the traffic, because traffic is one of the most important aspects of business that so many people overlook. They understand what marketing is, but they don't understand the types of markets there are. There's 4 types of marketing that you need to be proficient in if you want to actually make some serious money. So the first one is organic, and this is the most popular one because it's free. Organic is pretty awesome because if you have the skill of making organic content, you can generate millions of views and then in turn generate millions of dollars. So organic is great, like social media, for example, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is. If you have some type of social media and you're making videos for your product, this is organic traffic. This is the easiest one, I think, and this is also the one that's the cheapest. So if you guys want to start doing some type of marketing, I recommend doing organic. The next type of marketing for traffic is ads. So this is something like TikTok ads or Facebook ads, and Facebook ads are better than TikTok ads in my opinion, but these are awesome because you don't have to, make videos in order to get customers, because you can pay social media platform to promote your videos and then people will go to your website and in turn they'll buy and you'll make more money that way. The only problem with ads is you have to manage them and you have to have a little more skills in order to run ads, which is why I'm putting this second on this list. So the next one is warm leads. Now, warm leads are pretty awesome because warm leads is kind of like word of mouth. So word of mouth is, for example, your friend was talking about this tiny truck business that he saw, and then he promoted it to his friend, and then his friend went and bought the tiny truck because they thought the tiny truck was interesting, and then so on and so on. It keeps spreading through word of mouth. Warm leads are awesome because you can close very high ticket offers because they're already interested in your product. So if you are selling something and you're doing warm leads, for example, if you're selling a mentorship and you're making YouTube videos and then you promote that mentorship, those are warm leads because those people are already interested in you and they know who you are. So it's easier to close high ticket offers. So I think warm leads are great if you're, providing more service-based skills. But if you're not providing service-based skills and you're selling like products, it's going to be kind of hard to just call around a person and be like, hey, you want to buy my tiny truck? You can buy this. It's going to be pretty awesome. Like, most people do not do that. And also people are aware of scams in like this day and age. Before it was a lot easier to do calling with warm leads, but the next one I'm going to talk about is cold leads. And this, I would say, by far is the hardest type of traffic to get. The reason why cold leads are so difficult is because, like I said before, scams scams are so prevalent in this day and age, but also they have no idea what your product is. They have no context to what you're selling them. So this is by far the hardest way to make money. But I will tell you now, I have practiced all four of these traffic metrics and I've been successful in all of them and I've made thousands of dollars doing all of these. So I would say if you guys are starting doing some type of business, I recommend you learn how to do organic first. Organic is great because it's free. Then I would learn paid ads. Then I would try to do warm leads, and then I would do cold leads. So warm leads and organic kind of go hand in hand, and then ads and cold leads kind of go hand in hand. But cold leads are the most difficult one to do. So I really wouldn't recommend doing that in this day and age, unless you're trying to close some like high ticket offer, like you're doing $10,000 sales and you're selling some type of real estate or you're selling some type of car or something, and you want to just call people because you have a list of people you can call. That's usually when you're working for a business, not when you're working for yourself. But I'm assuming if you're watching this, you want to work for yourself. So, which one should you do? Well, there's different types of personality types for each person. For example, if you're an extrovert, I do recommend doing some type of warm leads or doing organic and maybe doing some type of service-based business. If you're an introvert and you don't really like talking to people, maybe you don't like showing your face, I recommend running the product area and then running something like a digital product where you don't have to show your face, or making a physical product where you can like promote it with your hands or something. Like you've seen a lot of people on the TikTok burner account making tons of videos and doing dropshipping videos. Now, which business model should you start? Well, really, that's up to you. But I think if you do want to, get into business, I recommend doing drop shipping, because in drop shipping, you learn how to do organic, you learn how to do marketing, you learn how to do product research, you learn how to do customer negotiation, and learn how to do supplier negotiation. So these are all really great skills that you can learn when you start doing drop shipping. But there's also other business models you can do. So I wanted to kind of talk about service-based businesses because I feel like a lot of people do not talk about service-based businesses. So if you are running a service-based business, there's a couple things you need to understand. One, you are trading your time, and time is a very important asset because you cannot get it back. You're trading your time for money. And if you are trading your time for money, that means you need to be able to get the most amount of money you can out of the time you are selling. So for example, if you're doing like a mentorship and you're doing like 30-minute calls, you need to, take a second and try to understand how much is your time worth and how much are you willing to give 30 minutes of your time for. So when I thought about this at first, my idea was $50, right? So I started doing $50 calls with people and teaching them. And then I would ask them like at the end, like, hey, how much do you think this call was worth? And one guy said $500 because I taught him a lot of information. So then I started valuing my hourly rate at $1,000. So I want you guys to do this exercise and try to figure out what your hourly rate is and how much you want to make per hour. There are people making way more than this per hour, but don't be stingy because this is you and you need to value yourself highly. If you think your hourly rate is $17 an hour, okay, that's great. Go work at McDonald's. If you think your hourly rate is $1,000 an hour, then okay, start a business, start a service-based business, start something that's going to make you, $1,000 an hour. So what I'm saying is, if you do value yourself, I recommend doing the service-based business and trying to understand how much you can provide to other people. This also will give you confidence because when you see other people are actually getting good value from you, you'll feel more confident asking for more and more money. So if you want to start small, you want to start maybe even like $10 for a 30-minute call, then that's completely okay. But you need to understand how to get traffic for these service-based businesses. So traffic, like we said earlier, is the only way you can actually make money because people cannot buy something unless they actually know that you exist and they need to know that your product exists. So how are we going to do service-based business for traffic? So if we're doing something like B2C sales, like buyer to customer sales or business to customer sales, you could do something like door-to-door knocking. If you're doing window cleaning, bin cleaning, you're doing lawn mowing, anything like that, you can do door-to-door. If you guys are not doing door-to-door and you're doing something like online where you're coaching, then I recommend starting some type of YouTube channel or starting some type of social media like TikTok or Instagram, and this will help you get some more organic traffic, and then you'll be able to coach these people. But do not coach these people unless you know what the heck you're talking about. If you guys are trying to coach people on how to make, $10,000 a month and you haven't made $10,000 a month, then don't coach them because one, that's unethical, and two, you're not going to be able to, provide value to them, and you're going to end up just taking their money. Then what are you going to do? Because they're going to ask for refunds, they're going to ask for chargebacks from your bank, and then your reputation is going to be ruined. Because remember that your reputation is the one thing you're going to carry with you through your entire life. So make sure that you carefully take care of your reputation because it's very important if you actually want to start making some serious money, because later down the line, it's going to bite you in the butt when you start scamming people. So do not scam people, please. I'm begging you. Now, some could argue that software is a service-based business. So if you're selling some type of software, maybe it's something like Maybe like I'm running an app right now that I'm starting, and the software it allows you to do like product searching, right? So if you're saying software is a service-based app, I would disagree because if the software is able to be automated where you don't trade your time for money, then it's not a service anymore. You are just selling a product. So remember that digital products are only digital products if you takes your time to actually teach them. For example, mentorships, some type of course, something like that. That's actually not a service-based business because this is a product-based business. So if you're selling something like info products, so for example, info products here, in the name you can hear it. It's info products. So the reason why this is a product is because you're not trading your time for money. And if you guys don't understand by now, I'm trying to drill this point home that info products or products in general, you do not trade your time for selling products. That's only in the traffic portion. If you are selling services, it is all your time for their money. If you're selling products, it's all of their time for your money, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you guys are selling products, make sure that you are selling some type of value proposition for some type of money, and you want to make sure you're charging as much as you can for this because the more you can charge, the more money you are going to make. So what type of products can you sell? Well, we went over it briefly, but let's go into it more in depthly. So the first thing you can sell is physical products. Now, physical products are pretty great because you can do two types of marketing with this. You can do problem solving marketing where you solve a problem. For example, if you have a spatula and it's also able to flip with hitting just one button, this is a problem solving product because some people can't flip with spatulas. If you're selling a emotional based product or a experience based product, then you can sell something like, okay, if you buy this, you're going to be able to make more money. You're going to be able to go on a vacation. You and your girlfriend are going to have a better relationship. Selling off emotions is really powerful because it's kind of, I guess, manipulative in a way, but at the same time, it's not manipulative if you're really providing value. But if you're not providing value and you're just actually just lying to them, telling them, hey, you and your girlfriend are gonna, have a better experience when you buy this product, and then them and their girlfriend don't have a better experience. It actually just makes it worse for them. Then okay, you manipulated them, you lied to them. That's never a good thing to do. So do not manipulate people and lie to people. The only thing you should be doing is marketing yourself in a way where it makes you sound more valuable. But lying to people is always unethical, so do not lie to people. And if you're going to use emotion-based selling, make sure that they're actually guaranteed, or there's a pretty high likely chance that they're actually going to experience the emotion that you are selling. Because experience is a really awesome emotion to sell, and if you can actually guarantee that they're going to experience this emotion, then they're pretty much going to buy and you're going to make lots and lots of money. So make sure to sell off experiences because it's going to make you bank. So that kind of explains the value equation of value plus traffic equals money. So remember that if you have these two understandings of what value is, what traffic is, and understanding how to get traffic, what traffic means, and then understanding what value is and how to get your correct value for either your service or your product, you're going to be able to make as much money as you want. Remember that no one's going to be able to buy your product unless they know what your product is and know who you are. So remember that the more output you have for your traffic, the more money you're going to make. So the lots of traffic you have, the more money you are going to make. If you are doing more output, you're going to get more input as well. So the more output you have, the more views you get, the more input you're going to get as well. I think this is a pretty comprehensive breakdown of understanding exactly what the value is and what the traffic is and explaining it in more detail. If you guys want the link to this just entire notepad, I'm just going to put it in the description as well. If you guys want to just see it, it'll just be like something like a Miro link or something, and you'll be able to watch it and you'll be able to access and see all of these notes. If you guys have any other questions, you can always ask me in my Discord, but just remember that the more output you have, the more money you're going to make. Understand the value plus traffic equation because this equation is going to help you make the most money possible. So just please remember this. This is going to be a really important lesson later in life when you're selling like real estate or you're selling cars or whatever. If they don't know what your house is or they don't know like, what your car is, they don't know who the traffic is coming from, then how are you going to make money? And then if they don't know what the value of the house or car is, how are you going to make money? So you need to be able to articulate what the value of your service or product is, and you need to be able to understand where your traffic is going to come to. These two steps right here is all you need to make the most amount of money you want for the rest of your life. Think about Amazon, think about Apple. They had the value of a service or they had the value of delivering a product, and then they found the traffic, which was people in the community. Then they went to the internet and they started making more money. This applies to any type of business model. As long as you have some way or some product, some service, and you have someone to give it to, you can make money. So remember that. Anyways, I hope this video helped you. If you guys have any other questions, please just let me know in the comments or just let me know in my Discord as well. I'm going to be hosting, I guess, like a call on there soon where I do like group calls every single week. So if you guys do want to check that out, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you got any value from this video, drop a sub, man. I would appreciate it. A value, I give you value, you can give me some value back, all right? All right, I'll catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. I love you. All right, bye.